Last time on Tarkadia Rising. Did you sacrifice someone? Where's Camter? Did you kill Camter and sacrifice him to a volcano god?
Technically no. He sacrificed himself, but not to a volcano god.
You hear weeping and just crying because he's beloved and everybody loves him, and then you hear Manny go, "It's about time. I hated that guy. He always stopped me from doing what I need to do."
Ah, fuck you, Manny.
We don't know what to do, but Marcella, she jumped on top of one of them, and now she's fiddling around. We haven't been able to talk to her in a while. She's been out for 2 hours. She's got blue glowing all around her. We tried to touch her. She's shocked. Welcome back to Tarkadia Rising, the audio drama now. Super spoopy. Wayne's not with us today. He had other plans come up, so it's going to be the four of us. But don't worry, he's here in spirit. Because, you can't see him not being here.
Oh yeah, I'm Wayne. Hello.
That's definitely what he sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm Wayne. Hey, how's it going?
Super deep voice.
It's me, Wayne.
Oh.
Wow, there's so many Waynes here.
Golly, are we all... Today we're all Wayne.
Well, bro, that was intense.
We are Wayne.
We are all
I am Wayne.
We are Pfeiffer. We are alchemists. Edward? Wait, no, never mind. Wrong show. So last time we left off with you guys at the base camp leveling up. You're now level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Any interesting things you want to talk about your character that you now have, or just nothing special happened on this level? You guys get anything cool?
Well, if I had finished leveling up, I probably would. But I did not.
I can now knock enemies prone when I crit.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a death sentence.
Yep.
Barbarian thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my, what is it? Critical brutality. So if I crit with my flail, I get knocked prone.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Sam.
Prone is not something you ever want to happen during combat because it takes one of your 3 actions to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good.
Yep.
I got a whole bunch of things. So they did the update to 2E as well.
Oh shit.
But I got an expert in perception and fortitude. I realize I have spells, so I can use those, and there's a whole bunch more I can do.
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah,
magic.
I can heal. It's useful. Yeah, a whole bunch changed between.
We're slowly migrating over.
Yeah.
Probably by the end of the December when we're recording this, we'll all be over on 2E, and we will just look at the Pathfinder books on my shelf and be like, it used to be worse. except for wizards who actually had it better off.
Yeah. So the biggest things were changes into our skills. I think before it was 1/2 level plus 1 per training level.
Right.
And now it's level plus 2 per training level for all your skills, and you have a solid 0 for anything you're not trained in. And then the other change for me at least was I used to have a wild pool where I'd have 4 wild spells per day, and now it's just 1, but I can recharge it if I do a refocus action for 10 minutes.
Oh.
So I can just use it whenever.
If we're just chilling, you can just be like,
He
Yeah.
just looks off into the distance for 10 minutes, just glazed eyes. Just,
I think it says you can just do class type things and use it as a refocus. So I can scout the area and refocus, or just wander around.
as your character does.
Yeah.
just
Or talk
wander
to the
around.
animals.
So we are at a point now where you guys have the decision to kind of keep scouting around the island or kind of storm wherever they're keeping the prisoners and Camter. I think that's kind of where we left the last one off, so we could level up and let you kind of refocus. If you guys need any supplies or anything like that, you can go ahead and purchase them and from the store. And now that you have the ability to get weapons, because you got the blacksmithing stuff, Hobbs can actually get you some upgraded stuff.
Ooh.
Chops,
Oh, yeah.
not Hobbs.
Well, there weren't that many supplies in town to begin with.
Right, but because of all the carriages and stuff like that, you kind of have. I want to say you have a lot of common supply now. You have a lot of ale. You have a lot of food, and I would say you are able to get some minor magical items with time if you guys want to invest time into that. But you also know that time is a changing here on the Isles. You've triggered something. There is now hints that things are kind of getting a little unstable, and things are kind of going back to previous times, and you don't know what that means. So that's where you're currently at. So you guys can in-game or out of not in character or out of character talk about whether or not your next plan is, and based on that, we will move forward. You're sitting on a rock, just.
Captor was a big help for us. I think we should go get him sooner than later.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do with him. They seemed.
We came back here to check in on what the town was like, and then what, if anything had changed.
And the people are still here. They're still fine.
Right.
And now we have golems.
True.
That's true.
Provided she comes along with us.
Right, which I think she was saying she would, right?
Okay.
I guess I can. I did say if I felt comfortable leaving, I could. And now that we're kind of having to leave to help people, I think I should. I don't feel comfortable doing it, but,
And the obelisk had all those golems underneath it.
Yeah, that does sound helpful.
That's right. We were also going to take a look at that.
See if
It was like it's on the way, right? Sort of.
Sort of.
Okay.
That's where the track starts. It's a good place to go.
So with that, I'm not going to roll an encounter table or anything like that. So you guys will travel up to the obelisk. Again, you kind of see patrolling golems. They don't bother you. They're actually kind of acting a bit different. They're more passive now that you're traveling with different people. It's not just you. You have yourself and you have a couple other golems following you around. So they're more passive. They kind of move out of your way. They're not just pushing through like they were previously and making their own paths. And it takes you about an hour of a direct route down to where the obelisk is, instead of the roundabout way that took you, several hours, like half a day almost. So you guys directly get up there. Nothing has, been moved. There aren't any new mysterious people popping up. It's just you, the carriages, and the obelisk with the sealed door. So this is the obelisk. It's spinning. That's new.
How fast is it spinning? I totally forgot.
It's kind of like a casual float, so probably it makes a rotation every minute and a half or so, where it's just kind of doing its thing. And then every now and again it will chime in and give you announcements like the market is closing soon, or all hail Tarkees, and then it rotates in different languages and all that stuff. And it's like an audio billboard at a subway station is the best way to kind of describe it, where it'll just ding dong, the time is now 4:00. Please be advised. And then
Rotates.
Does the rotation have anything to do with the time? Like, is it one rotation per day, or just?
so you see that the shadow does move as if there is a moving sun in the sky. I think the rotation of the obelisk is just kind of more of a pretty effect kind of thing to symbolize that this is a very prosperous area, and it's used as more or less like a centerpiece, kind of like a statue. But yeah, most of the time related stuff is the shadow, and you can kind of tell the whole platform is almost like a clock or a sundial, as it's the length of the shadow does match up to the end area of that nice, beautiful stoneworked platform area.
Interesting.
Hey, Marcella, you wanna help us try to figure out where those golems took Captor?
Sure, this sounds like a lot of fun. Let's do it.
Do we want to open the
well,
obelisk first and
yeah,
see
do
if
we
she
wanna-
has access?
I mean,
She
yeah, I
might be
guess
able
while
to
we're
take
here.
over one of the beefier looking ones.
And as you guys are talking, she's already heading right where that hidden doorway is. Like, she kind of has this, she just knows where it is without anybody pointing it out. She's heading toward that direction. She's like, yeah, I'll take a look.
How did we open it last time? We
I wasn't
pushed
here.
it.
we pushed it
Yeah.
forward.
Pushed it forward.
Roll. Are you guys watching her, or are you guys kind of looking around? What is the...
I'll go try and catch up with her.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was just like a strength push thing, I'll go help her open
Okay.
it.
Well, I'll sort of. It looks like they know what they're doing, so I'm just gonna sort of just check out the square and the
Okay.
whole obelisk clearing while they're doing that.
general look around.
Okay. So you two are sticking with it. Please roll a perception.
Oh, I mean, never mind.
Perception.
Quick reminder. How did you say the modifiers for that works again for training levels?
So it's your level, and then 2 per one you have. So at minimum, you have a +5 now. If you're trained in anything, if you're not trained, it's 0.
Wow.
So it's like trained is level +2.
Or 3 in our case. Because it's your level, right?
Right. So
Level,
it's 3
so
plus 2.
Right.
So it's a minimum 5 if you're trained in it.
And then like expert is
+4.
+4. Wow.
And then
Yeah,
add
it's your level plus
relevant
1.
modifier for it too.
Mm-hmm.
Although it changed for 2, didn't it?
For 2.
For
It went up
like
in 2.
2.0?
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
So does that mean that
So for
It's
this,
6, so 8?
Yeah, we'll get you on
yeah,
track.
your proficiency would be,
The proficiency is the same.
would be
Proficiency is
3 plus
3
4, so this would be +7.
Wow.
for the total.
Is the wisdom another +2?
Sorry.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I might just
This
buy
would be
myself
+3.
a
This would be
2.0 book.
+4. So the total would be 7.
Amazon has a Jeep.
Proficiency
Did you
is
see
a +4.
the
Yeah, because it's 2
D&D
per
books
per
had
tick here.
Oh, this is
all
dictated.
books for $20?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
I was tempted, but I'd rather have physical.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I want
Yeah,
to get
digital books, yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
get the new book with the art
proficiency is
for
your
this
level
class on it.
plus
That
2.
sounds fun.
So proficiency
D&D
for
or
you
Pathfinder?
3
For D&D.
plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, there's new
So it's actually 7 plus 2. You have a +9 total on perception.
Wow.
The fuck?
I'll have to go through and redo all my
Yeah,
numbers.
I just need to get that number. So
That's
I can
right.
look up
I gave
accurate
myself
roll
a-
for it.
My skill increase, I gave myself perception this time.
Oh Jesus!
my
So
perception-
Anyway,
20.
yeah,
I got a 10.
I got a 24.
10 and 24.
I also got a 24.
It's pretty obvious, like, anybody that...
rolling perception as well?
I think it was
You
just
think
us.
you were rolling perception to look around. These two are watching
okay, I'm gonna
her.
look
Okay, yeah.
So, you two notice that, again, it's very kind of odd that she knows exactly where she's going. She walks up to it and she goes, "This the spot?"
How did you
yeah.
know that?
I don't know.
Have you been here before?
In passing, but not really looked at it before. How did you open it? Did you just press this thing right there and you see her hand kind of push one of the tiles? A little bit of that blue electricity pops out of her hand and then the door just opens.
Nope. Didn't see that before.
Are you sure you've not been here before?
No, not that, unless I hit my head some point in my life, but no,
Is there a possibility of that?
it is a jungle. I could have fallen into a pit trap or
Fair.
been hit in the head or
Fell
kidnapped.
into a pit trap. What an idiot!
You two are exploring different areas of the promenade.
Yes.
You're 24. You're kind of scouting out the area. You notice the whole sundial motif of the platform area. You're noticing that the carts are they're not as random as you originally thought. You can see that there's specific platforms, like almost marked out in the new, like, because the stone is cleared up since you triggered, like, kind of like the phase shift or whatever. And the carts are kind of lined up almost like in aisles throughout this whole thing, kind of like in a makeshift courtyard almost. So instead of it just being like randomly placed, you can kind of see where they would set up their whole stands and stuff, and it would be a more organized little like community. Think of it like the bazaar in the original Aladdin cartoon.
Yeah.
How kind of like cramped it would be with everybody set up all their stuff. Since everything's in the wagons, it's a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can tell that this could have been a very claustrophobic little marketplace back in its day.
It's starting to look like a city.
And nothing different from before.
No carts are missing. You do see patrols of the smaller golems. Every now and again, you'll see a larger golem kind of patrol by. At one point, you see one of the large, like, sentinels punt one of the smaller golems on accident. So he's walking by and...
Oh, like the big
big
ones.
sen-
Oh,
like-
like see him in the...
Yeah, you see him in the
Yeah,
distance,
I
and all of a
see.
sudden you see a small golem just kind of break over the line, and you just hear, "Sorry." But other
I'm
than
walking here.
hey, we gotta sing here in Chrono Mistels. I'm walking here. Hey! Cameron, you kind of notice the same thing. You're more interested in the goods. You don't see anything really worth your time. It's mostly just like...
Yeah, I rolled
Fresh-
a 1.
yeah.
So I didn't notice shit.
Oh, everything is just... All the fruit looks rotten to you. Nothing smells good to eat. The beer tastes awful. Like, you're just having a rough day right now. Nothing out of the ordinary. Back to you two. Marcella's just like, That was cool. I'm going to go check out in here if you want to come with. I'm just going to kind of tinker around to see if I can get that crystal thing to spin again that you told me about. Is there anything I should know about in here, like traps or monsters or...
I wasn't here the session that we did this.
It was it just kind of like a bunch of like inert golems in like this like storage unit almost in the center, and then that crystal that's currently powering the spinning obelisk right now.
So we were following a golem before as a guide, so if we didn't see anything. That doesn't mean there's not.
Okay, so she kind of like looks around for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then she's like, "This one looks like a worker bot. I can probably activate it and tell it to go to the main castle, and we can follow it."
Sure.
You have a connection with these that we don't understand, so...
I don't understand it either. Like, it's kind of comes naturally, kind of how your magic comes naturally. Oh, wait, you're a wizard. Like a sorcerer would have a connection with
Sick
magic.
burn.
Sorry, I didn't mean to insult. I just tried to... it just comes naturally. It's like there's a part of my brain that just clicks. I don't know why, but it just clicks. So she puts her hands on the statue, she does her magic, and then one of the robots kind of like... Not robots, golems activates, and she kind of gives it a mental command, and it starts trotting, and she's like, "Alright, I commanded it to go check on prisoners. That's the best like option I have as far as things I could kind of get it to activate. So we're gonna follow him."
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
All right.
How fast are the golems?
They walk about...
A leisurely gait.
They're slower than a small... so you guys walk about 20 feet because you guys are smaller characters. Or smaller.
25 for me.
25. So it's going about 15. So you can keep up with it pretty easily. It's not like sprinting. It's just kind of like rocking back and forth, kind of wandering through the forest and stuff. And it's taking the same kind of leisurely path. Who rolled encounters before?
Encounters?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What?
What?
I had you guys roll a d20 and then things happened.
Oh.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, I
Eileen,
thought you
go
were
ahead.
just...
Yeah, I think I did once.
Yeah, we'll make Eileen do it.
1.
Hold on.
Good time to get that out of the way.
Yeah. This might actually be a good thing.
Hey.
Let me get my notes up here really quick. Sucks not having an iPad. You've been traveling for about half an hour, following the golem. I've had to kind of get him like wedged out of a mud pit at one point. Nothing very serious. You guys were able to do it no problem. But you guys come up to a really strange clearing. On this side here, where the orange is very, very thick woodlands. And then on this side, this green, is a very, very deep kind of river that kind of convolutes, like 2 rivers meet together, very, very thick current, and then it's heading down towards the ocean. In this area looks to be an old abandoned outpost. There is some thick walls up. You can kind of see that here, like this L-shaped one right here. And everything seems kind of quiet, a little too quiet. As you've noticed, the birds are always kind of chirping, making noises, but in this area, it's very silent. And you've only ever noticed that when a large sentry comes by, but this doesn't look like one of the normal pathways because things aren't flattened. There isn't like kind of a clear path that they take one way or another on either side of the river. So all you have is the loud rushing of water, and that's all the noise you have right now.
Does it seem quiet?
It does. Unusually so. I can't find my woodland friends to talk to.
What did you say these structures were in the center?
They're about 6 feet high, just walls, kind of crumbling, vines and stuff on it. Matches the architecture of other ruined buildings you've come across, including like that campsite you came across on your first night.
What would cause your woodland creatures to scatter like this? I mean, there's a million things, I'm sure. But...
Generally speaking, I'd say a large predator.
You see anything just looking out from this position? 27.
you notice that there is, in the trees,
The heavily wooden area.
There is a small section of the canopy that seems to be a different kind of tree than the surrounding area around it. So kind of, you got the normal jungle, and then there's a section of like darker, more vibrant colors with a small burnt section on the top. And then on the other end, the same tree. So there's just kind of probably like a 10-foot square almost of different color tree with a singed section.
Does that look like the tree we set on fire earlier?
The one that you helped us to leave.
My int friend?
Yeah. Okay.
Just purely out of respect for you, maybe we could talk to him first.
What's the golem doing? That's cool.
It's gonna take sweet time. It's gonna go up a square. Kind of walk.
There hasn't stopped or anything. It's still just trudging along.
No, but this is just kind of like you get to this area in observation time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to keep moving as we're talking, but anytime an action's made or something's done, then he's gonna.
Hey, Marcella, can you tell the golem to like hold up a sec?
Yeah, sure. So she's gonna kind of like bump in front of the two of you. She's gonna put its hand on it and it's gonna stop for a bit.
I guess I'll go investigate, see if I can recognize this tree. That'd be a perception.
Yep.
I'll roll up behind.
28.
Okay. So yeah, you can kind of see the outline of this figure back in the tree area. It's very hard to see, but you know your nature. You kind of understood the kind of foliage of the area, so you kind of see the differences in the shape of a humanoid figure in the shape of trees back kind of 10 feet into the area, and he's there.
Oh,
He's watching.
the int.
Yeah. He's locked eyes with you.
The end is near.
The end is not.
I guess I'll call out in Druidic. Hello, friend.
You!
Me.
You and your friends hurt my family. What did you do at that pylon?
What? One of the ints came and started to attack a village of humans. A fight almost broke out, but I stopped it and sent him away.
Lies! Trees went missing due to your actions. I've been watching. My family's gone.
No, of course not. You can see I'm a druid. I would never hurt the forest.
Then why are those walking with you? And he points right at the golem. That's just kind of like, kind of just waiting it for it. It's not like stone idle. It's kind of like an old car almost. It's just
idle
like
animation.
it's got like there's no camera anymore. It's just like spinels like little like arm.
They were attacking us initially, but one of our crew found a way to take control of them.
Do your trying to think.
Diplomacy?
Yeah, do a diplomacy on this one.
19.
Spells we don't, or skill checks we don't get to do very often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Sorry, that's not that.
Damn. And got dark.
No! You lie! And it takes a step forward, clearing a large chunk. Trees are kind of falling down and he's moving it out of the way. It's like, no, you did something. You did something! I keep forgetting, like, that I established that he has a really...
Kermit. Just imagine Kermit every time he talks.
Kermit the tree here.
You did something!
You did something to my...
You
There we
hurt
go,
my
there it
family!
Oh, they were Thanos!
Alright, and I'll say to you guys, he looks angry, little ones. Prepare yourselves.
Why is he angry?
Uh,
Is it the one we caught on fire?
No, but somewhere in the forest, trees have disappeared that he considered family.
Huh.
You first burnt me, and then you ruined my family.
Oh, it's that one specifically?
Oh, it is.
Oh, wait. I remember you. Wait. You were at the village. I sent you away. We didn't... This group specifically didn't hurt you, except for that one, but we won't mention it.
No, you are a pest on this island. First, the creators came. Now you. I'm going to crush you.
I warn you, we're not a weak group.
And combat.
Hey.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna cue the new music. Ha! Oh, production
Oh
value.
man, this song is a
Whoa!
banger.
Wow!
It's just like,
So catchy.
What a good song.
it's like the really, really bad song.
God, I'm gonna sing this in my sleep.
I was gonna say the fuck die is not really rolling well for me right now,
Fuck.
but you rolled
Fuck
worse for
die.
you.
What do we add? Is this perception?
Perception.
That's your
Okay.
perception, yeah.
Oh hey.
29.
That's not bad.
Wow,
29.
29.
Great.
Wow. Damn.
Damn.
Hold on. I keep closing the book when I need it.
A new skill. Expert. Training, right? Or
Yeah. So,
with third level at least.
Okay.
Or is it just
I think you could have.
yeah, I think it was an optional. I think I became an expert in intimidation. Was mine.
Tim, you said 28, right?
29.
29. I don't have spaces for 29.
28's good enough
Okay.
Just put it on the E of initiative.
then. Yeah.
Just off the charts.
Alright. Cameron?
19.
Alright. Alex?
10.
10.
That's when I rolled a fuck.
That's still not bad for a fuck.
Yeah.
Not a
Not bad for a fuck.
At least you didn't critically fail. Like,
Well,
I mean that
I
was.
mean,
Yeah.
the fuck is a crit fail.
yeah, but you can't crit fail, like,
on initiative, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eileen?
11.
And then tree is 20. Alright, Tim, you're up first. Go ahead. What are you going to do?
I can't intimidate in combat, can I?
You might be able to.
Yeah.
There's some thing.
You might be able to, like, demoralize.
Yeah.
I know that there's
Or-
a list of abilities you can do as an action in combat in the rulebook.
I want to say intimidation is something similar to that. Oh, yeah, you can demoralize as an action. I don't remember where that is. Although maybe it's changed between versions, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to print out just like a list of things you can do. What is the stat for intimidation? Is that
I don't know.
It should be charisma.
Oh, it's yeah, charisma.
Oh wait, no. There's a whole section based on intimidate.
Yeah.
Demoralize is an action you can take with a sudden shout, a well-timed taunt, or a cunning put-down. You can shake the enemy's resolve. Choose a creature within 30 feet of you who you sense or see, and can sense or see you. Attempt intimidation check against the target's will DC. If the target does not understand the language you are speaking, you are not speaking the language, or they cannot hear you, you take a -4 circumstance penalty. If you succeed, it becomes frightened 1. A critical success, it becomes frightened 2. Failure, you cannot attempt to demoralize a check for another 10 minutes.
What page is that on?
It's on the playtest 151.
Sweet, thank you.
Okay, so I will step in front of the group. And I assume that's an action.
Yeah, it is a 1 slot action.
I think this point we were walking. I probably didn't have stuff equipped, so I'll take an action to pull out my machete and shield, and then I will yell at it like, "No, this didn't go well for you last time. Think before you step forward."
Okay. Oh no!
That is a 1, so 11.
So you're not intimidated by him, but the way your
I'm not
druidcraft
intimidated at all.
no, but the way you pronounced and enunciated your insult towards the enemy just didn't get the syntax and the cadence to it, and he's like, "You what?" And then, he seems a little bit more enraged than he was before, almost like you were taunting him instead of, trying to intimidate him. So he's mad. So you moved, drew weapons, and then taunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't. You have to use an action to raise your shield.
Right.
So I'm not blocking with my shield if I get attacked.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
You are. It is up, right?
No, because
No.
that would have been another action.
Got it. But you equipped it.
Yes.
Got it. Next up is Tree Man. He's going to step up to you. He's going to
fall
crush
on top
you.
of you.
Oh god. I need to get a base of him. There we go. And he is going to... Let's see. He's going to use kind of like his hand shaped kind of like a sword because for some reason he's ready for combat. He's going to swing. That is a 17.
My AC is 17.
Alright, that is a hit. I need to borrow. Never mind, I have a whole sack of dice right here. I don't need to borrow nothing.
I had my shield up.
That's why I was like, this is gonna make or break this attack.
Wow!
I threw it behind me
That
instead
was
of
amazing.
on the table.
It didn't even go straight behind it. It flew up in a slow, gentle arc over your shoulder.
I have to go now. My planet needs me. You're going to take 8 points of damage.
Damn.
Golly.
He's a large creature with a large range. He just kind of thwapped you. That's going to be his actions. Next up is Cameron. Or Muncho.
Ah. Okay, so I can't get all the way. So I'm guessing he's taking up a 2x2 square.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Herm. 10, 15. So the first diagonal is 10,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
No, it's 5 then 10.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. Because, yeah, this would be 30. Okay. Cha cha cha.
Okay.
Actually, so is this foliage traversable? Or?
It is traversable, but it would be difficult terrain, so your movement would be halved.
And it is not rubble, it is foliage.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
We're up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna move there then. Now move there, and then I'll swing at him with my short sword. 17.
What kind of 17 does not hit?
Okay. What's the minus again for the first
It's
additional
minus.
attack?
Oh
Wait, but if it's finesse weapon, it's minus less.
So I think yours it's -5, so -4 for you. If I remember correctly.
Let me just double check. Why don't I have the goddamn encounter thing open? trying to get back to the. How do I can't collapse these? Oh well. Encounter mode. There we go. 304. So I'm just trying to figure out where the attacking is. All right. Might bookmark this page. Multiple attack penalty. Yeah, -5
you take
penalty.
-4 instead of 5 and -8 instead of 10 on the
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, so I'll attack him again. No, 13.
No.
Same exact fucking roll. Okay, then I'm done.
All right. Next up is Eileen.
I'm gonna move forward to right behind Greer. And then I'm gonna clap my hands together, and then I pull one palm up and a ball of flame appears in my hand, and I'm gonna use produce flame and shoot it at the dude.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Oh god. As I
Magic
drop
barbarian.
everything. Yay, it's the one thing I get as a gnome. Let's see, what do I do? Melee or ranged touch attack. So range is... I have strength or dex, but I don't know which I use. How does spells?
Spells would be your... Like... I would say it'd be your class skill, since you're... Because it would determine if you're a sorcerer, it'd be like your charisma, and then intellect for a wizard.
Yeah, like I wrote on my little notes that I use, it's like plus strength or dex, and I'm like, I don't know if I can just pick whichever one I want, or if there's a reason that I wrote down two different things.
Let's say dex, since you're throwing something.
Okay, that makes sense.
We'll just make it easier for this one. I could be wrong with the rules, but...
That seems right.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe. That's a 8 to hit.
8 to
I don't
hit.
think that hits.
No, you kind of get close, but you kind of... You're not used to throwing balls of fire, so you're kind of like skittish about it. And you shock put it, and it just kind of sails and goes behind him and hits one of the like walls.
Mm-hmm.
He is a little concerned that a giant fireball walked by him, though. So
Walked by, just took a
just,
stroll.
just grows legs and...
Do.
that was 2 actions?
No, the casting the produce flame was 2 actions,
Okay.
and then
Gotcha.
no movement. So that is the end of my turn.
Alright, Alex, you're up.
Cool. Who's next to me?
You are far back. 2 spaces Marcilla, and then the stone golem. Eileen's there, and then
Major.
when in doubt, mage armor it out.
Yep. That's my turn.
No, is it 3 for mage armor?
Or it's 2. I mean, I could move up a little bit, but I won't.
Okay. Now it's NPC turn. The golem's going to stay where it's at because it has been told to stop. Marcilla is going to kind of back up into the trees a bit to get out of safety. And Pfeiffer is going to hide with her to kind of protect her for the first couple of rounds. Alright. Let's top of the order. Tree man. No, Tim. Tim's first. Well, you're technically Tree
Tim.
man.
Yeah,
Treat
sort
him.
of. Alright. I will use Acid Splash.
Ooh. Is that a spell you magically remembered you had?
Yes, it's one of my cantrips I've had all along.
Wink.
Yes. So that is 20. So 28 to hit,
Does hit. That would...
and
No, I'm sorry, would not crit.
No. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So that does 5 acid damage. Oh wait. No, that was the wrong attack. Yeah. 5 acid damage plus 1 splash acid damage. So I guess 6 total.
Okay. Yeah, because he's a bigger creature, so. Okay.
And that was 2 actions. My third action will be to raise the shield.
All right. Fantastic. Now the tree man is up. He will raise a shield as his first action, and then the second action he is going to shield push. He makes a shield bash strike. If the attack hits, the target is pushed back 10 feet. So he's going to try to shield push you. That is 19.
I have a 19 now. So yes, that is.
All right. Uh, 8 points of damage, and I'm pushing you back into Eileen's character.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna shift you both back 5 instead
Okay.
of trying to do something crazy. I don't know what the rule is on throwing someone into another person, but I'll just say that.
I
Yeah.
could just go right over.
Just duck.
You know what? I actually like that imagery. You are going to like back pole vault or like high jump over her. She's doing the free will. Yeah. Or like no. And he starts to kind of like, to you all sounds like breaking trees, but to you is him like kind of like chuckling like Kermit to Trent here.
Of course, it's Trent.
My name is Trenton. There we go. His canon name now is Trenton.
Ah, Trenton.
All right, Cameron, you're up.
So, I should probably know this by now, but I haven't really used it very often. How does sneak attacks work? It says that ideal additional damage to flat-footed creatures, but does that apply to creatures once we're already in combat?
I think a sneak attack would be if they are flat-footed and not already like kind of in combat. So if the creature was not prepared to fight, so anybody that's kind of like having a dialogue and you're stealthed or he's just not expecting it, that'd be a flat-footed. Since he's shields raised and kind of in a stance, like I don't think being able to sneak up on him would be, unless there's a way for you to disengage. And like, I don't know, the best way to describe it would be like in World of Warcraft when a rogue would stealth and go.
I mean, I think I can like stealth out and like get like disengage and stealth out, but
Okay.
I don't know how the Ent would be flat-footed to me again, because like I have surprise attack, which is in the first round of combat, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to you, but I don't know. Flat-footed creatures. Let me see. 322.
Yeah, I'm not sure how in this case because has a shield up plus. Actually, I would say his shield is down because he used it as kind of like a pushback kind of thing. So
You're flat-footed is you are unable to focus your full attention on defense. You take a -2 circumstance penalty to AC.
there wouldn't be, but there's a way for you to set up flanking. Flanking is still a thing.
Yeah, I'm just because like when I'm in combat, there's like no real benefit for me to try to like sneak, as far as I can tell, because like once they're in combat, even if I sneak, the only good sneaking would do me was avoiding their attention.
I think if you could break line of sight with a creature and then roll a sneak as an action, that might be able to do it. But then we can also go check in the book for any sneak actions that the skill itself has for, I don't know, for combat and non-combat.
Yeah, I don't know about for combat, like in combat, but I do know that. Well, actually, hold on. Basic actions in combat. Okay, hold on. Seek. Okay, that's seek, not sneak.
But yeah, right now I would say that there could be other abilities that would cause a creature to be flat-footed based on like other actions, or a spell or something could cause flat-footed. If that's the case, it would probably trigger your abilities, but until then, it's...
Yeah, because like the hide action itself just says you huddle behind cover, deeper into concealment, become merely sensed rather than seen. Roll a stealth check versus your DC. Yeah, like it doesn't really say anything about like having them be flat-footed to you instead. So I could. This is something I need to look into at a later date.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen some feats or some weapon things or something where you can make an enemy become flat-footed.
Yeah, because like if I in combat, if I'm not already hidden, then I don't know what good I am other than just straight up attacking again. Because like if I can't hide and get a bonus to my attack from sneak attacks, like I don't really know what good I am aside from having all of my good skill checks.
I don't know what like
I'd have to.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll look into that on my own at another point. But I will at least try to duck away. In the meantime, does he have opportunity attacks?
Do you commit to the movement?
Yeah, I'm planning on trying to run around and sneak behind.
He does have attack of opportunity.
Okay. Huh?
13?
Nope.
Okay. So he notices that you're moving out of the way, and he's going to sweep kind of his sword around, and you kind of just barely scoot by because he's not used to fighting such small...
Tiny creatures.
So he kind of hits part of the wall. It doesn't crumble, but you definitely see him kind of like smack it a bit and kind of dislodges.
Mm. Okay, so it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay. Eileen.
Actually, I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to try to actually like hide.
Okay.
Whatever that means. So I'm going to roll a stealth check, and okay, the GM rolls your stealth check in secret and compares the result to the perception check of each creature that would potentially see you. So you're rolling my stealth check, but then you also add my stealth bonus?
Yeah, so what's your stealth
Okay,
bonus?
plus 8.
Plus 8.
Versus their perception. And I don't know if that's a perception. It's a perception DC, which I don't know if that just means the perception plus a 10. I don't know.
You think you're hiding,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know because you're not making eye contact with the train. You don't know what he like.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Eileen.
All right, I'm going to. What am I going to do? Sorry. I guess I'm going to rage, and I'm going to run forward and get right up close to it. If you could push me forward a little bit. Yeah. And I'm going to attack. Yes, that is the thing that I'm going to do with my flail. That's the most cocked it could possibly be. I'm 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
All my rolls are bad. And I have one more action. Wait, no. That's it. Because my rage is one action.
Okay.
So that's it. I'm nice and close.
Alex,
Can I ask a really weird question first?
go for it.
Never.
So I've been trying to figure it out. So mage armor.
Uh huh.
It's gaining a +1 item bonus to AC, which is the item section in your armor class.
Right.
So +1. And a maximum dexterity modifier of +5.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your dex cap section of the armor class? Because I don't know what that means. Maximum dexterity modifier of +5.
That's a good question.
And no one online answers this because I guess everyone else understands it and I'm an idiot. So
That is
it's the difference between me getting a +1
And
to
a
my
plus
AC
5.
and a +5, which is really great.
right.
Yeah.
Matt, you said max dex
Or a
bonus?
+6, I guess, in this case, because if it's an item bonus plus your maximum dex mod.
Let's see if I can find it really quick.
That's how rules is written, but I don't understand rules is written for that. Sorry to bring that to a halt. I'm just really confused. Like first level spell to get a +1. It's like, that's really... Okay. Granted, I do that with mage, or magic weapon. It's a +1, but that's a little different.
Let me look and see if...
I don't know what the significance of a maximum dexterity modifier is. Does it just bump my dex mod up to 5? Because that's nuts.
That seems like
Oh.
too powerful for a first level spell.
When targeting a creature that you sense, before you roll to determine your effect, you must... So, basically, like when attacking a creature that you sensed, you have to roll a check first before you can actually try to attack them. But it says you're still flat-footed to the creature whether you successfully targeted or not. So I think if you're sensed, if you can only sense a creature but you can actually see them, you're considered flat-footed to them. So I think if I'm not directly seen, or if a creature can't see me, if I'm sensed but not seen, or if I'm unseen, then all of my attacks are considered for them to be flat-footed. In which case, it would be surprise or sneak attacks.
Gotcha. Going back to your question, so in the playtest, it does have a bit of a different read to it. You ward yourself in shimmering magical energy, gaining a +1 item bonus. While wearing mage armor, you use your unarmed proficiency to calculate your AC. So, so I think what it's doing is it's counting you as unarmored. So,
Which I am already, because I'm...
right. And then it increases your dex bonus, because if you're wearing armor, it reduces, like, there's the dexterity penalty to it. So I think what that's doing is so if you are like multi-classing or something like that and you're in heavy armor and you're casting, and for some reason your armor reduces your dexterity bonus or something like that, or if you're wearing over a certain amount of armor, it reduces your dexterity or gives you a negative effect, that might increase the cap of it so you're not hindering yourself using mage armor. I think that's what it might be doing. That's just what I'm interpreting from the two different rules. So,
because the dex cap, so like the dex cap on our character sheets that is determined by armor. So like that is how much of your dexterity modifier you can add to your AC. Which if you have armor, then that caps at a lower amount than you could possibly have as
So then
a
it's
dex
just a
bonus.
+1.
yeah. So in the book, it's just like you get +1, and then if you cast it in higher slot, you get the bonuses. So, but yeah, that's what I interpreted from it. So yeah, I think you just get the +1 for now, but it lasts for an entire day.
It does last for an entire day.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty weak, though, still. So maybe I might start not using that, because it's only one. I'm gonna fucking
It's not
ready to
concent-
frost him.
Is it concentration for a day, or is it just?
No,
It is
it's
for a
just
day.
for the day.
Oh,
It's just a one and done,
yeah.
which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ray
Seems
of
first level
Frost.
appropriate.
Ray of Frost. It's touch, right?
Touch range attack, I believe. I have to, shoot it, you know. Ray of Frost. Boom. Spell attack roll. Gwa. What? Sorry. That is a 17 to hit.
Does hit
Ta-ta.
because it's a touch attack and it's not.
My spell gets so that's 7 points of damage.
Okay. You can definitely see a little bit of frost coming up on his foliage. Some of them are kind of like flaking off. Some of them are just kind of like shattering. All right. Pfeiffer is going to stick around for one turn, and then he's going to come into the fight and I think start lobbing once he feels that the NPC's safe. Next up in the order is Tim.
Alright, so I want to pitch an idea.
Yes.
I have a cantrip called Dancing Lights,
Uh-huh.
so I can make like 4 little orbs of light, which are about the same as a torch.
Uh-huh.
And I want to cast those and like spin them around its face and try and disorient it.
there a deception roll? Yeah, deception. I would say use a deception roll to kind of. Yeah, we'll role play this out. I don't know what
Okay.
the legitimacy is, but I do like this as kind of like a.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deception roll. 15.
Okay, so what happens is you cast the spell and you're kind of using it to kind of block his vision of you right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is disoriented. I want to say his next roll he's going to get not disadvantage but -2
Okay.
to his attack because he can't fully see what's going on. But I like that.
Pretty lights.
Oh no, my fortress!
No! We can see all your secrets.
Okay. So that's,
Reveal your secrets.
yeah, and that's 2 actions, and the last one I'll use guidance on Grizz. You're
Ooh.
like, you can do it, Grizz.
Guy,
So,
thanks.
Yeah, you get +1 to attack or perception or saving throw at your choice for a turn.
Okay, just once.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
Now the tree's up. Yeah, he's gonna try to attack Grizz with this -2. That's a 15?
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Alright. Swings over your head as well, hits some of the rocks on the ground. Nice little divot. And he kind of picks it back up. And he's like, trying to shoo away the lights as his move action to get him out of here. Alright, Gamerin.
Alrighty, so I'm going to attempt to sneak again. Well, I mean, I guess I just assumed that I already was sneaking as far as I could tell. Or at least that I was hidden. So I'm going to... Where'd it go? Stealth. I'm going to try to sneak, so you can attempt to move to another place while becoming or staying unseen, straight up to half your speed. GM rolls your stealth check in secret and compares the results of perception DC of the creature that you are sensed or unseen by at the start of your movement. You automatically become seen if you don't have cover or are concealed from them at any time during your movement. So I'm going to sneak over here.
Okay.
So am I? Well, I guess it. Hold on. Technically, I think you don't tell me if I'm still hidden until the actual. Your DM doesn't reveal that your stealth check results in a critical success. Okay, so I'm also using the very sneaky
Okay.
trait with Goblin, meaning I can move 5 feet further when I take a sneak action. So when I was moving over him, I was able to move a little further. In addition, if you critically succeed at a stealth check against a creature and then attack the creature, your target remains flat-footed during your attack. So, I mean, I know he'll be flat-footed because of flanking as well,
Right.
but...
It just it's not flat-footed. It's just a -2 because he's flanked. It's not a flat-footed.
Well, I thought flanking counted as being flat-footed.
I don't think so. I think it's its own bonus. Let's find the giant diagram. I think I went too far.
Flanking... While an enemy is flanked, it is flat-footed
Okay, never mind.
to the creatures who are flanking it. So, well, I guess I don't really need to... Yeah, I'll just do it just in case, just to see if I'm still sneaking. So I'm going to attack then... Well, so if the... I guess it was if the sneak check was critical, then I stay hidden during my attack.
Alright, we'll just roll the attack, and then...
Well, I think the GM has to roll my stealth check. Wait. Okay, no. I'll roll my stealth check.
Well, I rolled your stealth check, and you were stealth for this attack. So go and roll your attack.
Wait, I think I have to... Okay, so you roll my stealth check. Okay,
Yes.
so then I will just attack him then. But depending on if the stealth check was critical...
It was not.
Okay. So in that case, he's still flat-footed because I'm flanking him, though. Okay, so I'll just attack him with short sword. Jesus fucking Christ. That's a 2... So yeah, no, that's not gonna. I am gonna fucking attack him again because what the fuck is up with these dice?
I feel ya.
Hold on, let me just double check with the sneak attack. Okay, yeah. So sneak attack, just if they're flat-footed to me, considers a sneak attack. Fucking please. Okay, cool. 23.
Yes, does hit.
Cool. So that's 2d6 plus 4. Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 16 damage.
Okay. You notice that your attack does not cut as deep as you would like it to, since you are using are you using a piercing or a slashing?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't seem to. It's not as immediate of a cut as you would want it to be.
Gotcha.
So you said 16 plus or 12,
16.
16. All right. Still a good hit. Next up,
Literally the most
Eileen.
most damage I can do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I'm right next to it, so I'm going to try and hit it again.
Hit it again. And it is flanked, so you get. He has -2 to his armor.
Oh, sweet. Plus, I have the thing that Gruer gave me. So it's +1 to attack, right?
Yes.
Oh, balls. What is that? 10.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I have 2 more actions. Fuck it. I'm gonna try a second one.
Do it.
Let's go try another die. I'll just burn through them all.
None of these dice are helping the
Do
situation.
me good, please. That's 17, but then I get -5, right?
Right, but +3 essentially. So it would be
So 15?
no.
Dang it. Balls. Okay, well then for my last action. I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna try intimidating glare. So basically I can try and demoralize it, but I only have to use visuals.
Okay.
Which is, what is that again? We just covered this.
It's charisma, right?
Yes. Do I roll or?
Roll your. It's a will DC or. I think it was a will DC.
Oh yeah, intimidation check against their will DC. Okay. Okay. That's better. 25.
Okay, he is intimidated. What's the effect?
On a success, the target is frightened 1.
I'll have to look up what frightened 1 is.
Yeah.
He is the frightened one.
I have it somewhere, I think.
I got it.
Okay.
You're gripped by fear and struggle to control your nerves. The frightened condition always includes a value. You take a status penalty equal to this value on all your checks and DCs. Unless specified otherwise, at the end of each turn, the value of frightened condition decreases by 1. So for 1 turn, all of his
Stuff gets a minus.
Everything is -1.
Cool. Good to know.
Cool. So yeah, I just glare at him from 30 feet
Yeah.
below him.
catches your eyes between the dancing lights and goes, "Oh."
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
What is that
my
angry
lord.
mouse?
All right,
I was looking for clumsy.
and then Alex.
How's he looking?
He's looking like a tree.
Cool.
He's got some sap coming out of some wounds. Disoriented by some lights.
Clumsy is the same thing for dexterity based checks. -1.
Yeah. Well, I'll do the same thing. Nope. Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That probably doesn't hit. That's 6 to hit.
No. It goes sailing. kind of through some of his branches. It's kind of.
This one
Right
tree is
through
giving
the
us so
hole
much
in the
trouble.
center.
Yeah, right there.
You gotta keep in mind that this tree is kind of a chunker.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big guy.
Mm-hmm. He's a hefty boy.
All right. Pfeiffer's gonna come out of the
The woodworks.
woodworks. He's going to throw a.
What's Marcella? You don't have
No.
a figure for Pfeiffer.
No. He's just kind of.
He's usually the keg dwarf.
Yeah.
He's a skeleton now.
He's the skeleton. He's dead to us for one session. I'm kidding. He's gonna huck a bomb that actually hits.
Hey.
Someone want to roll a d6 for me for damage?
I got it. Cameron's got it.
No, you got it.
It's a 3.
3. All right. It's a liquid flame, or what is it? The firebomb he usually hucks.
Oh, yeah.
Gets it on the shield. The guy starts screaming again. He's not happy. He's going to take 6 points of damage. All right. Start of the round. Tim.
Okay, I will sustain the spell. Keep trying to distract him with the pretty lights. Move up. And take a swing at him.
All right.
So, that'll be 19 to hit for 7.
So since you can draw a line through him to an ally,
Mm-hmm.
that is a flank. That does hit. And you said 11 damage?
7.
7 damage. And are you using
Slashing.
slashing? Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. He's going to get mad. Now he's kind of like flailing. There's 3 people around him. He's trying to make some space. He's going to lower down a shield, and he's going to do another shield bash on Muncho. Faux pas. The lights are distracting. And that is a 12 to your armor. He actually hits the wall right next to you, and kind of breaks the 5 feet square of rubble in front of you. Not hurting you, but he just kind of bashes that.
So would you say that it's rubble now instead of just
Yes.
forestry? Nice.
Instead of a wooden, like a stone wall, yeah, it's gone.
Excellent at sneaking through rubble.
No! He yells. All right, Cameron, you're up.
Sneak through that rubble.
Well, I have to be hidden first. I mean, I don't need a sneak if I'm already flanking him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna attempt to attack him. 21
Hits. Here we go. Here's some numbers that are.
Finally, some.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say, before I attacked him, I noticed that with the cutting wasn't doing much. I was gonna switch over to my sap, which is blunt, but it's non-lethal.
Is it bludgeoning damage?
Yes, it is bludgeoning damage. So I didn't roll these yet. So yeah, I put my short sword away and flipped out
Okay.
my sap. 14 damage.
Okay. Kind of get a little bit of resistance on that attack. But it does definitely kind of rock the boat, rock the tree,
Mm-hmm.
pre-made boat.
How tall is he?
He is a large creature, so I'm guessing about where it does not give me exact height, but in this circumstance, I would say he is roughly the size of a larger tree, so probably would be a story and a half.
It's
Oh, it's like 15, 20 feet
Yeah.
high.
15. I would say 15.
Okay. I'm gonna try to climb him.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Climbing a tree.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. Climb action. Yeah, it's an athletics check. DC is determined by a GM.
Okay.
That's probably not gonna do it. 6.
Nah, he's kind of moving too much, and as soon as you kind of get on, he kind of notices and shakes you off, but you're not like damaged or anything. So you kind of get thrown off. It's kind of like jumping onto like a swaying punching bag, and it's just the force of you hopping on plus him kind of like moving against you kind of just bops you off.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has ever tried to jump on a swinging.
That's
It hurts when you don't time it right. It just it just smacks into you.
I don't think there's a penalty if I fail. It's more just if I fall. But I don't know if
You don't fall. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm just describing like you try to get on.
Yeah.
the
Alright. In that
resistance.
case, I'm just gonna try to attack again.
Okay.
No, it's gonna be 8.
Eileen.
Okay. I'm gonna try and attack him again. Come on. That's 12.
Does not hit.
It's a slippery end.
Yes.
He's just thick. He's a thick wooden boy. He's got many rings.
Wood boy.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try produce flame again, but this time I'm gonna do it at a melee range. I'm just gonna touch him with the
Okay,
ball of
that's
fire, which I believe I can use my strength. Not that much different. 15 to hit.
No.
Oh, dang it!
Close, but yeah. Wait, no, it's touch. That
It
would.
is. It's his
Yes, that would hit.
TAC, I think.
Yes, that does hit.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't actually do that much damage.
High five, flame.
But, one fire damage.
Well, damage is double,
I did a damage.
so that's two fire damage.
Yay. When I rage, like I get bonus damage to melee damage rolls, but that probably doesn't include melee
No, 'cause
spell
it-
damage
it's-
rolls,
yeah,
right?
it's-
Okay, that's what I
Because
figured.
it's coming from the flame, not from your palm.
Yeah,
That's a mighty fine slap you hit.
big strong slap. It would be great if I could add that bonus, but no. All right, then that's it. That is my
Alex.
turn.
You alright?
Very fast.
I really have nothing else.
Just
Yeah.
none of the spells you have prepared, or
I'm not evocation, so I don't really have that much.
Alright.
As far as evocation goes. 12 to hit.
does not hit. Pfeiffer's lobbing another. And Cameron, now this time you can roll the d6.
Just one?
Yeah.
4.
Alright. Another good hit.
Nice. Good job, Pfeiffer.
He's looking pretty rough now. The color of his leaves are kind of fading a bit. He's turning more into an autumn, opposed to the brilliant green. You can tell that like parts of him are kind of like some of the bark is kind of peeling off from where you've hit him. He's definitely on fire at one point. He's definitely more singed than you left him, which is there was not there was, but there's some significant damage on him. Is what I want to say. All right, start of the order, Tim.
Alright, I'll sustain my light spells, change up the pattern, whatever. Try and confuse him. And I will attack. And that is 26
Oh yeah,
To
that's
hit?
a good hit.
for 10.
10? How does this attack land, would you say? How would you, like... Are you going to, like, jump in and just kind of...
How am I going to do it? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
How are you going to hurt him?
Sure. I'll take the jump in, stab right through, not the hole in his chest, but where his heart would be, which I would know because I can do that.
So, the people that don't have Druidcraft hear this immense, like, roar of, like, just pain and agony. You hear... So it's a very like brutal
his
sounding
voice
scene.
changes between languages.
You know that, and he kind of like takes a knee, and he's like, "Nature will prevail, and he
Profound
slumps.
sadness.
Oh,
God.
shit, I'm so sorry. Luckily, we have extras in case you're accidentally breaking with this thing.
I nimble dodge. Out of the way.
Roll a nimble dodge, actually.
Well, a nimble dodge is just
Yeah.
a boost to my AC
Roll.
in case he falls on me.
Parkour.
Ha! Parkour! Yeah! I probably do it. Plus my acrobatics.
Okay, I just
20.
I was hoping for not a crit fail.
Oh.
So,
Muncho's smashed under a tree.
and your
The end.
and your tree antagonist has fallen, and he definitely made a sound.
I'm sorry, Tree One. Had to be done.
Hooray! Yeah. So
No need to pine after him.
we're getting too sappy here, guys. Knock it off a bit.
Okay.
We're gonna spruce this back up. Marcella kind of peeks around from the trees, and she's like,
These are evergreen jokes, Alex.
Both of you leave.
"Okay, we get it.
I'm gonna murder all of you.
It's not a tree pun, Alex."
I know.
She's gonna peek out. Is it dead?
It is.
Whew! I didn't know if there was any way I could help out. Trees and me are like not cool with each other, so I don't know how I could help out with that. But good job! She's gonna
Woo!
like awkwardly is like, I don't know how to help out with this situation. She kind of like awkwardly is like, all right, just because she's not the most awkward person to begin with. She's gonna reactivate the golem, and you guys are gonna keep on following it.
Yeah. Keep on moving.
My shield took damage, and I forgot. That's a thing I have to do.
Oh.
jeez.
Oh no.
All right. Well, you figured that out. You guys are going to continue deeper into the forest. The day seems to be getting later, but you forget that time is inevitable, and it's always sunset now.
I thought it was more... Wasn't it like always sunset before, and now it's like earlier in the day?
Yeah, it got darker, I want to say. It's
okay.
slightly darker. So time went ahead a bit. It didn't like go back, but the time is different, and it's throwing you off. Someone had to make the you guys travel for another hour and a half without any major problems. You don't get time to rest because this thing just keeps trucking. You guys come across a large stone kind of hut, almost kind of like a guard tower. Roll perception for me, please.
Eight.
17.
19.
17.
So this tower seems, or this guard post, what you kind of guess it to be, is a bit larger. Looks like it's a small barracks. Could hold about 4 to 6 people in it. There are beautiful colored tapestries of what looks like different kind of like symbols of unknown origin and stuff like that, kind of decorating the outside, covering the windows. Vibrant greens and reds. There is smoke coming out of the fireplace, and there seems to be some warm, just cozy warmth coming that you can feel coming from this home. And the golem kind of stops, and he just kind of like plops down, and she's like, I guess we're here?
This is where they keep prisoners?
I told him to kind of go, but it looks like we're at some sort of guard post. Maybe it's like a checkpoint thing. Maybe we have to like tell it to keep going. I don't know what to do. Like if you guys want to kind of check and see what's going on in the house, I'm gonna kind of tinker with him for a bit. And she kind of crawls onto its back and kind of like perches on its shoulder and start kind of working her magic. She's like, Pfeiffer's gonna stay with me and keep an eye out, I guess. And
He keeps using his medical skills too.
Yeah.
Watcher.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's got like a vest of just explosives, so he's just like, fire will rain down.
Are there any ground level windows?
There is, but there is a red tapestry blocking view.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak over. I'm gonna
Okay.
roll stealth.
It's one of the windows.
Peek in.
20.
I'm gonna go knock on the door.
Ah! Okay. and like sneaking over and like starting to peek over into like the curtains, and I just see him knock on the door. I'm just like, what?
You hear a very frail voice, but very sweet, say, 1 second. Give me 1 second. These bones are not as strong as they used to be. And then you hear what sounds like wooden cane on stone, and then shuffle, shuffle, click, shuffle, shuffle, click, shuffle, shuffle.
I'm gonna peek in the window anyway.
Okay.
Did you want me to run a perception on that?
Yeah, roll perception.
14.
You kind of raise a bit of the tapestry is large enough that you kind of have to work at trying to quietly move it across without being noticed. And once you finally get a peek inside, you see a frail figure kind of hobbling over to the door. Very, I wouldn't say shrivel up and all, but like you can definitely tell that they were never a very tall person, but they were kind of, they're kind of low to the ground, kind of click. And you hear the door open, and there is just...
It should be +7 for perception in your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, see, I haven't added the new 2.0, blah, blah, blah. So I'll do that next time around.
Okay. So she opens it up, and there is an older lady, darker skin. Her face is very, I don't want to say wrinkly, but definitely has some, pock marks and age to her. Her face is very sharp. Her hair is covered up with another like brightly covered little kind of, I don't know what you call them, like bandana almost, kind of, how the older ladies do that. She's wearing kind of simple but very bright clothing. Looks like she's made again out of these tapestries, and she's got a very fine wooden cane with a silver kind of top to it, but her hands are covering up so you can't really tell what it looks like. And she's just like, "Oh, hello, Gurr."
Hello. Have we met?
She kind of makes eye contact to you, and she noticed that her eyes are completely glazed over, almost as if she has like cataracts. And she's like, "Oh, I've been hearing stories of you from the ebb and flow of time.
All good, I hope.
We can discuss that inside. We'll have to dig a little deep into you. Where are your friends?"
They're right behind us. We were...
I jumped through the window and came up to her from behind and been like, "Hello!"
Oh, not even like freaked out, not even like startled. She's like, "Hello, Muncho. Can you please put the dishes back where you put them before you knock them over?" And you can kind of see that there is like a plate or something that you kind of brushed up against coming through the window, and it's teetering on kind of like this counter.
And I pick it up and I look at it and I start to put it like in my bag.
No, dear, please, on the counter.
Oh, okay. I just put it back. There you go. Like, surprisingly obedient for like how I usually am. I'm just like
very polite.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just like I have no, like in my mind, I'm just like, I have no reason to be mean to this old lady.
Right. I know Pfeiffer is going to be outside for a bit, so please, can you have Hormir and... 1 second here. Griselda, please join us.
Griselda.
Zelda!
Oh, I knew that would get your attention. Please come on in, honey.
Just waddle over, super uncomfortable.
Yeah, walk in.
Well, all right then, ma'am.
Please have a seat, and you can tell that she's been expecting you, as there is a nice, beautiful, well-made rocking chair and 4 stools kind of sitting in front of her. 3 perfectly padded and sized for little folk, and 1 for a normal person, ready, just kind of normally sized human orc person sitting in front of her.
Well, this is weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet it is,
Yeah.
but we'll get into that in just a second. But I want you to know that your secrets are going to help you better yourselves. and get you off this island.
Secrets?
I don't trust this lady.
Oh, no. I'm Seer. My gift before I lost track of time, was to help the rulers of this land see the best possible outcome for civilization. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned, as you can see. Or, one timeline at least. You've shifted perspective, and that's why I'm here to talk to you. By activating that pillar, you have changed the course of time. But
For the better?
you've slowed down the inevitable. You see, these lands, if you haven't guessed, were the capital of the Dragon Kingdom. And by activating that pillar, you've slowed down his return. But you have been chosen through fate or coincidence to help stop the inevitable. Grr.
Well,
It's not your fault that your family died. It was part of the path to bring you here. Without them, you would not have met the fate you are currently in, and it would not have brought you to this path. Your sister did not sacrifice her freedom, Riz, to let you escape and wander and not bring your path here. These are only two of the fates that I know about. I do not see your current paths, Hormir and Muncho, but I do know your sister will play a part in it in the future. But trust me, you are doing good for both yourselves and the kingdoms that you are going to protect. Blood will be shed, you will lose allies, but it all will end up being in your favor.
Why did the golem stop outside your home?
I told it to.
Oh. Do you have a similar connection?
Oh.
Yes.
All born on this island have a connection to the Guardians. She kind of leans forward for a bit and kind of like thinks. She's like, would you like some tea? I can make you some tea.
Sure.
I thought you would say
it would
that.
be nice.
Before we do, I'm sorry. What was your name?
You can call me Hagatha. It was a joke among us seers. You know, we didn't all end up this old. We usually we would die young due to political reasons, so we would give ourselves older names as a joke to kind of more humor almost. Old people names, you know, people die young, ha ha ha. Weird culture. But like I said, things didn't end up the way we saw it coming. And so she goes over to the counter. She kind of takes a bit of the fire to kind of not like she makes like a small little stove and she starts heating up tea and kind of puts some leaves in, and she's doing this like just kind of like with skill, like she knows where everything is without actually seeing it. And she's like,
Meow.
hello, Tom.
Meow.
Come here, Tom. Come on. Come on, screen.
Witness me!
Like I said, I saw your fates before you did. But unfortunately, the way time works is possible outcomes and possible situations could lead to possible, events happening.
It's all timey-wimey.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Jeremy Baramy.
My
It's
brain
very
hurts.
Jeremy Perry. But she kind of, without doing it in character, she kind of explains that because she's a seer on like a very... The island itself is a conduit for like possible outcomes and possible things. That's why the kingdom was built here, and it's magically connected to different parts of the realm. Because the fall of the kingdom, most outcomes ended in disaster because of an unforeseen circumstance. And now she's stuck here on this island, but she does see and have a little bit of insight on what's going on outside. And she's seen, your past. I'm not going to go too much into it because that is your story. I'm only giving hints of it because, it's up to your characters to disclose what they will with some of it. But I just wanted to dig a little bit more into it. So she's going to go over it, and she kind of hands you your tea, and she sits back down, and she kind of looks at you, Horman. She's like, you are the most magically inclined to your group. I want you to make sure that girl outside is well protected. What's going to happen next can determine the fate of the people back in Davenborrow.
Is there any all-knowing knowledge you have that would aid me in helping to protect her if one magically inclined such as I is able to help more than the others? I barely understand the magic that she has over these golems.
Trying to think of a good way to be mystic about this without saying, don't cross the stream. When the arcane device is activated, make sure she's not in the room. That's as much as I can give you without interfering.
Why not interfere?
Because if then I interfere, then you know too much, and a new timeline persists. I have to nudge you slightly over the edge.
Well, didn't you say we already started a new timeline when we activated the obelisk?
This is for the new timeline.
Okay.
And she kind of lets out an adorable old lady chuckle, and she's like, "It's complicated, and I know that some things can hurt your little brain, Muncho, but you're a sweet one."
You got any sugar with a tea?
And as soon as you say that, she's already handing you a cube.
Oh, nice.
And then she kind of gives you a little pat on the head.
So, my head hurts, and I have so many questions. So you were born here?
Oh, yes. Most of the dragon kind is born here. Our hatcheries are inside of the main temple.
Are you a fucking dragon?
Oh, do you know Razden?
She kind of stares at you for a bit. That man caused the downfall of civilization. He was the stone that rippled the timelines into chaos. Don't trust that man with more than you can throw a stone, pun intended. Is he helping you?
Yeah, he's kind of you gave me this earring, and sometimes you can talk to me on the earring, and it's weird. But yeah, he's been helping us a little bit.
Wait, Razden's a dragon?
Yeah, he looks like a
shit.
weird
Yeah.
hat. He looks like a hat, like a dark elf most of the time, but apparently he's a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He was all chained up inside this dragon skull, and yeah.
Yeah.
You'd said it before. I thought you were joking.
No, yeah, real dragon. As far as we can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, there's so much you don't know about this world. You're helping prevent the rise of dragons. That's why you've been brought to me.
But you're a dragon.
Yes, some of us aren't as evil as you'd think. We're more passive and don't want to see the world become... Your kind has so much potential for good, and the dragon kind only wants to conquer. Once they conquered everything, They only wanted to conquer each other, where war and death and political intrigue was just games to them. Thousands of lives of your people were caught in the middle. Who do you think were in charge of the fighting? It wasn't the dragons. It was you. In the end, the rise of the mortal kingdoms was a good thing. Fortunately, your political and domestic disputes are just as terrible on a smaller scale. You know, like your political friends in Davenborrow and Black Iron Docks, they're warring as we speak. You just haven't seen it yet.
Meant not to trust Razden, but can't exactly escape or defy a fully grown.
Yeah, we haven't really like trusted him fully, but like
Yeah. He's kind of followed us, though.
yeah, he's
wherever
kind of
we
followed
went,
us. He gave us some
so
cool gifts, but like we
that's
haven't.
true.
He hasn't done anything directly to like harm or negatively influence us, but he's also hella scary.
Yeah. We dated at one point. He...
Oh! But what that dick do?
What?
Does he have just one?
But what that dick do though?
Is it like a corkscrew dick, like a duck?
How big is a dragon's
Down my
dick compared
teeth.
to his body?
She's like...
I've always wanted to know, but I don't think Razden would tell me.
He might.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
he might.
She's just... She's so, like... I'm laughing, but she's got, like, the stern... I was hoping that this timeline would not happen. We are not going into that. We only went on a few dates, and he used me to gain political power.
Ah, what a dick.
Oh, what a dick.
What a corkscrew dick.
What a dragon dick.
I hope he burns in the 9 layers of hell.
Well, I mean, he was strung up when we found him. I don't think we let him go, but
No, honey.
I don't think so.
Like I said, some things are inevitable.
Ah, okay. Cool.
He was going to come out one way or another. It was either you or Goldhawk.
Sorry, that's all I could think of when you said that.
I can see
Given
the
Razden
smile.
expression, given how Razden has interacted with us, that's like all I imagined when you said that about
Him
Razden.
like strutting out of the cave, just like stretching. She's like, there are not many of us green dragons left. The power to see. I want you to know that not all of us can be trusted, but we all have a sign that you can know that we are seers.
How can we trust you?
Honey, I could have killed you the moment you walked into my home.
Lots of things could do that to me. I'm very small.
I find you very endearing, especially what you did while breaking into that mansion. Being a trivia bush?
Oh, honey, that's not even a half of it. But thank you.
Yes. I just want to make sure that my fellow dragons do not enslave your world again. That's all I want, and I'm just doing my part. There's not much an old lady like me can do, but I can nudge you in the right direction, and give you a nice cup of tea along the way.
Well, kind of switching gears real fast, because you're born here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about Marcilla?
Yeah. She was born here too, right? Is she a dragon?
Is she a dragon?
She just kind of smiles, and she's just has like this sweet old lady grin. She's like, "This is a good sign for me. Yes, she does not know it. She's." Do you want a dragon history lesson?
Depends on how in depth you're gonna go.
I do.
High or low?
Hi.
Okay, cool.
What?
If it was the opposite, I would have like busted out the door and been like,
Oh,
Holy shit,
I was-
Marcella, I think you're a dragon!
I was 100% gonna be ready to catch you by the
"Okay, good."
So you're just kind of like,
I was just like, and I like
Chris
sort of
is
like, I like look out the window and look at the door, and I'm like,
the door's locked, dear. You would take a lot to get out.
Okay. Oh, you know me too well.
I'd like
Each-
to know about dragons for sure.
So, dragons are born with the different talents. Certain clans,
Durton.
Durton clans.
Hurtin.
Tyler Durton.
Certain clans have unique gifts that contribute to society. Greens, while being rarer than most, have the ability to see fate. That is what we contribute to society. Black dragons are usually military and stealthy assassins, depending on how they're raised and bred. Again, very traditional. Blue dragons, such as Marcilla, have a unique gift of artificery. They created a lot of the wonderful inventions that helped the dragon civilization thrive. Those pillars, the golems, everything you see on this island that she's communicated with was created by the blue dragon clans. And more importantly, her bloodline is rich with some of the most powerful of dragons. That's why she's so innate at creating those machine animals that she likes to create. It's just part of what she knows. It has affected her personality a bit. More creatives, dragons, don't see the world in a normal perspective. They see everything as kind of blueprints. And social... Yeah. Ha. The one thing that she sees is how she can use you to better her research and everything. That's why she is so torn on being social and not wanting to lead, is because she wants to work on projects and things. That is why you have to be a little patient with her and coddle her a bit, is because she doesn't understand how her mind works, and no one has taught her how to work with her gifts. So just protect her coming up. She is vital to getting off this island, but she is very fragile.
Would we be best just to send her back to the camp?
You're going to need her to get inside the keep. Once there is a machine she must activate. Cannot tell you more than that.
But she can't be in the same room when it activates.
When a certain mechanism activates.
Okay. Very, very helpful.
And as soon as she's finished with that, she's already pouring you more tea. As soon as you finish it, she already knows that you need more tea. She just gives you more tea. Delicious, delicious tea. That is... So tasty. I'm trying to think. Do you have any questions for me? I know there's a lot of information that I just threw at you, but it's kind of necessary to know before I throw you back to the fishes.
As far as ability of dragons to change form, assuming this is not your natural form.
It's easier to be smaller. I have not been in my organic form in several decades. It's easier to be in seclusion than it is to be a target to guests of the island.
what's keeping Marcilla in her humanoid form?
Right? Is she just like one day accidentally gonna like bamf into a huge blue dragon and be like, "Oops"?
When dragons are young, they choose an appearance that will let them blend into seclusion. If a dragon is born in a high populated city of dwarves, the dragon will be a dwarf until they are old enough to shapeshift without too much magical interference, too much energy output. It takes a lot out of us. We don't transform willy-nilly like the stories say. It takes a bit of time to expand and grow and create that much mass. She's close to that age where she will be able to reach that innate part of her brain, but she will not know what that is until someone really kind of triggers it in like a fight or flight mode. So unless she's put in extreme danger, she's really not going to know about that. So it's going to be a while for her to really understand that. Probably 10 or 15 years if you didn't come along.
Before she hits dragon puberty.
Adulthood. She's older than you, but
yeah.
young for old
Did I-
folk like
Can I
me.
put a... Okay, no, I didn't put an age on my guy.
She's probably older than all of you combined, to be honest. But
I mean, that's fair.
I'm pretty old.
true. You're closer. You're probably the most relatable of the four of you.
Well, if you can see all these timelines, is Campter safe?
Campter is probably in the dungeons of the keep. Those giant sentinels are currently acting as if there is an occupation or a riot. So anybody they deem a threat is being kept prisoner in the dungeon. But luckily, there is enough rats in the dungeon that all of the captives are able to eat and they have water.
Yeah, we need to get over there.
Oh.
But it's not the most accommodating, but they are alive.
Going forward, we came up with a quick, messy lie of being former servants of Razden. Is that the best case for us as far as information to give out?
Do not associate with the dragon, but the clan.
Is it under his name?
He worked for the Obsidian Order.
Right.
Say you serve the Order. That
The
might
Order.
get you past some sticky situations that might come about.
I have a small obsidian rock. I don't know where I got it.
I don't know either. I'm just
You
like,
just found a rock.
Obsidian rock? Question mark? I don't remember where I got that.
I don't know.
It
That's
may-
a good question. I don't
It
remember.
might have been from when we were around Razden when he was
Maybe.
shaved up.
Well, my time is almost up.
Wait, like you're gonna die?
No, dear.
Oh. I don't know. You said it like you were gonna die.
She's like, sorry, our time is up.
Oh.
Oh, wait. What's some juicy gossip with Razden? Next time I talk to him, I wanna say something like that'll make him go, what?
What was that Rash doing?
Yeah.
Rajed.
Rashton.
She kind of like leans you in, and she's like, if you want to get under his skin, mention
Use the
that.
Boo.
Mention that you met someone, had a great time in the royal gardens. It will drive him insane.
That met someone in the royal gardens. Okay.
And with that, she kind of just... She has a very, like... How do I describe, like, the face of someone who's just, like, told a really juicy, like...
Smug.
She just dropped, like... She knows what kind of damage this is going to do, and she's just like... It's almost like, yeah, I fucked your wife. Kind of like, what are you going to do about it, kind of. So... She's like, now, I'm going to turn the golem back on. It's going to take you somewhere dangerous. Hide in the forest and rest for a bit. You're going to need your strength. The keep, its guardians, and the secrets inside are not very kind. But I have faith that you all will make it out all right.
There's no way you can, like, turn off all the golems in the keep, too?
No.
Dang it.
Trust me, I tried, and that's why I have a limp now.
Ah.
If I could stay in the keep instead of out here in the middle of nowhere where it smells like swamp water every Tuesday, it's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like really...
Are there other dragons on the island?
Well, I mean, there's Marcella.
Right, I mean, aside from Marcella.
Yeah, are there any others?
Are you guys, like, hidden and secret on the island? Are there a whole bunch of you?
Her eyes are moving as if she's kind of reading like a long novel. You can kind of track her eyes, and she says, I cannot answer that. Not because I don't want to, but the strings of fate will change if I do.
Well, thank you
Sounds
for
like
the
a
tea.
yes to me.
And one last thing, and she kind of like leans over and she grabs a small present. It's wrapped in, paper, and she's, this is for you. And she hands it to you.
Gnomes are weird.
It is a special
our culture.
necklace. I felt it necessary that
Oh, necklace.
if Razden can give gifts to his favorite mortals, I can too.
Take that, Razden.
Wait, so you're gonna give us gifts too?
Just grew.
You're not my favorite.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
well, fine.
And
A single tear.
she's already holding out like a napkin for you. Again, she kind of gives you like the grandmotherly pat and she says, things will get better. Things will get worse. But, again, you're mortals. You find a way through most horrible situations. Just remember to check in on your orc noble friend when you get out and...
Bloodfart?
No. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Blockthar.
Blood
Yes.
fart.
Bloodfart. Yeah.
Blockthar.
That activated Alexa.
Bloodfart!
I saw her like flickering on and off. I was like, what is going on?
Blood fart.
Bloodfart.
Blood fart.
Blacktar.
Bloodfart.
Blockthar.
No, but I don't.
It's only
Weird.
when you're not paying attention.
Weird.
We're just screaming blood fart into the ether.
That's all in character. She has just like this rock that keeps turning blue. No. She's like, now an old lady needs to get her rest. Please be careful, and Hagatha, watch over you. That means me. I'm going to watch over you.
Wow, good job blessing us with your own name.
A dragon watching over you is good luck.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's flying over you with some form of...
All
That-
right.
Is a rumor. We don't burn villages. We conquer them.
By flying over...
It's a long story. Anyway, she kind of like stands up and she's like, take the tea with you and be gone.
Before you go, if you know my past, am I going to find the culprit?
If you keep down this road, your paths may cross. But time will only tell. And with that, she kind of like goes behind a couple of curtains and stuff like that, and the fire goes out, and like kind of the room dims, and
I can't see.
All that dark vision.
you hear the door kind of just unlock behind you, and it kind of just opens up.
We'll head out.
Okay. Marcilla goes, I think I got it. And she kind of like is doing like a cheer on top of the stone golem as it's like kind of like looking around, and she's kind of like rodeo like on its shoulder.
A cannibal bowl.
Yeah, it's just like woo. It's like it's ready to head out when you guys are.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
And we'll end that session here. So. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Tarkadia Rising. It is always a pleasure for someone to make it to the end of the episode. This one was a little bit longer than usual due to the amount of lore and kind of back and forth between the characters and our new Seer friend. If you're enjoying the episodes, please let us know in the comment section down below and share it with others. We really want to get this series up and running. We have plans on moving over to Spotify as well as keeping it up on YouTube, so please subscribe and keep in the loop by watching more episodes and wait until the end. We only have a couple more episodes left of this story arc, and then we'll be moving on to a new side story, which will be announced in the upcoming weeks. I do apologize that these episodes are coming out very infrequently lately. I have been working on getting a new computer system set up, and now that that is complete, editing will be a lot faster. From Captor, your Dungeon Master, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the last couple of minutes as one of our players tells a interesting story about the equine racing scene. Enjoy. Yeah, this happens while you're walking.
Well, as we're walking, I can tell everyone the story of my early days of a druid as I was learning, and I was outside the city, and I used to have these two friends, and their names were Speedy and Lightning.
Good names.
Yeah. And they were two racehorses, and they grew up together.
Hold on.
I have one of them here, and he just pulls out a bottle of Elmer's.
Oh no! They worked at the local tracks. They grew up together. They were always the best of friends. 2 peas in a pod, 2 fish in a barrel. But they were getting older, and Speedy was getting ready to retire. But Lightning always won every race, and they always raced together. So Speedy had never won a race. So he goes to talk to Lightning, and he says, "Lightning, we've been the best of friends forever. 2 peas in a pod, 2 fish in a barrel, couple of cards. Would you just throw a race for me so I can have 1 win on my record? That's all I want before I retire." And Lightning says, "Yeah, man, of course. I can do that for you." So they get to the next race, and they're going, and Speedy's getting ahead, and he's getting excited. In the last turn of the race, Lightning just pulls ahead, and he wins the race. And Speedy's a little upset. He's like, "Man, I've only got 2 more races in my career. I really want to win before I retire." And Lightning says, "Oh man, sorry, I got a feeling and I had to win, We're the best of friends. 2 peas in a pod, 2 fish in a barrel. Next race, I'll let you win the next race." So the next race comes, and Speedy gets out ahead again, and he's getting real excited. And he's like, "Man, this is the one. This will be my first win in my career." And in the last, 50 feet maybe, Lightning makes this big effort. He speeds way up, and he wins the race. And Speedy's a little angry now. He says, "Lightning, what the hell, man? I've only got 1 more race in my career. You promised me you'd throw one so I could have a win." Lightning says, Sorry, Speedy. I just had to win. I got a feeling. But we're the best of friends. 2 peas in a pod, 2 fish in a barrel, couple of cards. I'll let you win the next race, I promise. So the next race comes, and Speedy's way ahead, like 2 or 3 horse lengths. Pretty good for a horse race. And at the end of the race, Lightning makes this miracle run, and he just wins by a nose. And Speedy's angry now. He says, "Man, that was my last race. I don't have a single win in my entire career. I thought we were the best of friends. 2 peas in a pod, 2 fish in a barrel. What have you done? I hate you, man. So he storms off, and he's super angry. And later down the line, he goes to a bar. The bartender says, well, I have a long face. And he starts telling him this story. Who walks into that bar? But Lightning. Speedy's tipped a few back now, so he's a little drunk.
Horse drunk.
Yeah, horse drunk. He goes up to him. He says, man, I'm so angry with you. We were the best of friends. 2 peas in a pot, 2 fish in a barrel. I can't believe you did this. And we're going to go out back and we're going to fight this out. So they go out back and they're putting up their hooves. They're getting ready to fight. And one of the greyhounds, one of the local dogs from the track comes up and he sees them and he says, guys, Speedy, Lightning, what happened to you two? You were the best of friends. 2 peas in a pot, 2 fish in a barrel. Why are you... What brought you here? How are you fighting now? And Speedy looks at Lightning, and Lightning looks at Speedy, and they say to each other, holy crap, that dog can talk.
Yeah, I think that's my desk.
Jesus Christ.
Go with this.
There was a couple different times during that where I was just like, I wanted to like interject with and then Speedy says, "Why the long face?" But like you eventually got to that, and I was like, "Okay, good." If he didn't make that at some point during this story, I was going to have to make that joke.
All right, I'm gonna grab you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna grab you.